Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We've got some new Razor Crest details to talk about in today's video. AMG accidentally leaked 4 upgrade cards that I don't think they intended to leak because, wouldn't you know it, they were up there for all of about 30 seconds before they got snatched down again. So if you go over to AMG's Twitter, you will not see these as of right now. However, once you put something out on the internet, it's out there. So anything I screw up in here is going to be out there forever. Even if I go, it's going to be out there forever. And there's no take backsies because that's how the internet works. All right, so if you guys are new here to the channel, we are still doing the 12 Days of Life Day giveaway. So that is going to be pretty exciting. We're actually giving away some, we're going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this video, as a matter of fact. We have some cool X-Wing 1.0 promos as today's surprise giveaway. It's always something a little bit different, though. So this is a fun one, but stay tuned to the end of the video. All you have to do to enter to win any of the 12 Days of Life Day giveaways that we're doing all month long is you have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. There's also a lightsaber at the end of this we're giving away as well. So again, we want you to stick around. We want you to watch to the end of the videos, and that's kind of how my devious plan is to get you to do that. Plus, we do giveaways all the time, but this time it's a lot more. Also, I do want to give a big shout out to today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. They have these amazing full metal tokens for X-Wing, as well as Legion, as well as a ton of other games that are out there. So definitely check them out. They're gorgeous. If you use my code Crabbok VIP, not only are you going to save 15% off of your purchase, orders of $35 or more are going to get a free Crabbok token. It's a lightsaber nunchuck Crabbok token. It's double-sided. It's got the C on the front. It's got the red 5 on the back. You can use this to count damage for intervals of 5, or you can mark crits with X-Wing. You can mark your commander and Legion. All kinds of cool stuff like that. Definitely check out luxuryplaystyle.com. You will not be disappointed. To make great holiday gifts. All right, so AMG dropping some spoilers on us. Let's just kind of dive right in to this. We've got Greef Karga as our first one. So now we do know that they mentioned that there was going to be a lot of the characters from The Mandalorian in this pack, and they are not disappointing. They're starting off with Greef Karga here. He is a crew. He's going to be scum, only he does give you a red coordinate, which is pretty cool. He says you can coordinate allied ships as if they were friendly ships. And then it also says, after you coordinate a ship, it may require a lock on an object that you have locked. So naturally, you're going to be wanting to put him along with somebody else who, has the ability to target lock, which is most. A lot of ships have the ability to target lock. And if you can kind of pair him with anybody else who kind of has natural synergy with target locks, then that's going to be great. So that's nice, but I think a lot of people might look at this and say, allied ships as if they were friendly ships. What do they mean by that? So it's unclear if this, at first glance, I saw this, I'm like, wait, is this for team games? Like if I'm, but I thought, if it's like a 2v2 game, my friendly ships over there are still friendly. And what they mean by this is the allied ships is if you got that last epic pack that had some of the those cards that, like, I'm in it for the money, I'm not in it for your rebellion or whatever. Basically there were cards that and they're not for tournament play, but there were cards that would let you take a scum and villainy ship and kind of bring it over into the Empire or the Rebels and things like that. Basically allows you to actually hire bounty hunters. And that's a really cool thing. And it's just for fun play. They don't want to break the balance of the entire game that way, but they wanted to give people that's epic or cinematic or that kind of just that for fun thematic feel. And so while I'm sure Greef Karga will be tournament legal, his top half of his ability is really just adding extra flavor to those epic or themed things. So really, that's kind of my takeaway for this guy. If you're playing him in a standard organized play or tournament, or basically non-epic type of game, you're really going to focus on the bottom half of the card, and of course the target. Not the target lock. The target lock to coordinate. Part of this card. And if you're using him in more fun types of builds, then you can also get the added bonus of him actually treating his allies as though he's really friendly with them. Like he's kind of putting on that face. He's like, no, you paid for my services. You're gonna get a smile too. I think that's pretty cool. He's giving you the Arnold, like the handshake, right? Like the Predator. Have you seen the meme of like Arnold, like from Predator when they were doing I think that's pretty cool. All right. Let's move on. Next up is Queel. Now, this is one of those that we do have a typo in here. So Queel is a crew for scum only. Again, that's going to be a theme since this is a scum and villainy pack. Most of what you're going to see is going to have that scum restriction. Queel has the action he gives you to roll an attack die for each damage. Well, it doesn't say for each. Just says roll one attack die for damage card you have. So that's the typo. It presumably should have each. But since there's a typo, of course, who knows what other errors. It could be a maximum, like for each damage card you have up to a maximum of 2 or something like that. But yeah, so again, if you have them on like Lando's Falcon or any high hull, like maybe you have like 5 damage cards on you or something like that, or the Razor Crest presumably. Roll an attack die for each damage card. I'm assuming each you have. For each hit result, repair a face-up ship damage card. Then for each crit result, repair a face-down damage card. For each blank result, remove an orange token, and then for each eyeball result, gain a focus token. That is massive. That is huge. I especially if you've taken a lot of damage. Like you put this guy, let's say you have five or more damage cards on a ship. You just you're just taking. It's late into the game. Let's just take this action. I mean, how much is he going to cost? You could potentially heal your ship up to full, right? I mean, that seems insane. There's no charge on this. Like should this have had like a charge option on there, and you can only do this like once or twice in a game? Because if you're just doing this every turn, woo, he's probably going to be very expensive. That's my guess. That is my guess. Now, granted, I think the perfect roll you'd have like a couple of crits and a couple, like maybe, hey, you know what? I've got that, I got a couple of face downs, and I got a couple of face ups. So maybe I roll like a couple of hits and a couple of crits and all that. Like I turn them face down and then get them off too. You can do that. And then you're getting some focus tokens on top of that. So you don't even, you're not even really losing your action, presumably, if you wanted to focus. The only downside might be if you are on a ship that really needed to boost or barrel roll, or something like that. I mean, this guy on a Slave 1 would be insane, right? So it's just, this is like I don't know, man. This is like an auto include. He's going to be stapled to a lot of ships, I think. We've got Peli Motto. Peli Motto, she's a scum, medium or large ship. Now, that's going to be like medium or large ship within the scum faction. It's not like she can be on any scum or any medium or large ship, because there's no or in there. So, or there is between medium and large. So she's going to be, Razor Crest or something bigger, presumably. So, during the system phase, you may perform an action on one of your damage cards, even while stressed. So this is nice. Free action, she's just repairing damage cards. So that's really, really nice. After you repair, well, kind of, or flipping, right? Which is repairing. After you repair a face-up ship damage card, you may roll an attack die. It's a may, and I like that. On a hit result, repair another face-up ship damage card. On a crit result, expose a damage card. So she can kind of screw up. So I don't think she will be as expensive as Queel, because she does have a little bit of risk in there. There is a downside to her, but it's a small downside because of the fact that this is a May. You don't even have to gamble with the downside, and you probably would only do that if you had multiple face-up ship damage cards anyway. So you're going to only gamble when it's beneficial to you to gamble, and you've only got the one crit on there, so pretty small chance of it failing. So she's got reliable droids, but they still can screw up a little bit. Or maybe it's Peli being distracted because she sees the child, right? Maybe something like that. But she's a cool card too, and especially if you got 2 crew, combining her and Queel, like now all of a sudden you're looking at like a virtually an unkillable ship, right? Well, I guess the weakness against these is non-ship face-up cards. But then maybe you just have to get creative. maybe just outfly your opponent. All right. Now we got this bruiser right here. We've got a gunner here, Imperial or Scum. It's Migs Mayfeld, Bill Burr himself. And so this is one of the few cards that we've seen that is usable outside of the Scum and Villainy faction. Of course, from a certain point of view, they're all usable outside of the Scum and Villainy faction if you're playing Epic. But, I mean, in standard games, he's Imperial or Scum, which I like that. It's thematic. It matches kind of his backstory and his role in the show. And he's a nice little gunner here. He's actually really nice. I like this card a lot. After you perform a forward arc attack, you may perform a rear arc or a turret attack as a bonus attack against a different target with one or more red or orange tokens. So you're going to want to have him with, in either a build that's doing some kind of orange token generation or red token generation. You probably don't want to just rely on enemy K turns to proc him. But I think he's probably going to be more likely into a Scum build. I think he's going to be a little bit less likely to show up in Imperial builds because there's a few ships that can take him, but not many are really going to do crazy good with him. I think like the aggressor seems like a likely target that he might be able to work on. I could potentially see like maybe on a decimator. The problem is you don't have a forward arc attack built into the decimator. While you can fire out of your forward arc attack, you don't have the built-in attack. So maybe if you're running like torpedoes, right? But then again, he's only going to work on those times where you make the torpedo shot. But that could be kind of cool, right? I don't know. But I think he's more likely going to be in Scum. I think he'd be also, I've mentioned, I have mentioned the Slave 1 already, a fire spray. I think he'd be good on that because you get that, a forward and a rear attack. It'd be pretty cool. I kind of like some of that stuff that's going on. But there's a number of options. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Where would you want to run Migs? Do you think he's better for Scum or the Empire? I always like gunners that let you take an extra shot anyway, so that's always a fun upgrade. That's some of my favorite upgrades because you really like being able to take a whole extra shot is great. And it's kind of even better if it's more than an attack 2, a 2-die attack. So if you can get an extra 3-die attack out of him, that's awesome. So that's what I kind of like to see. And then I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. So let me know who's your favorite: Greef, Queel, Peli, or Migs. There'll probably be more coming soon. We're getting kind of in the ballpark window of when these are supposed to be coming out. I believe these are both this and the Gauntlet and the Pride of Mandalore are all scheduled for February of 2022. So we're getting close, and it's certainly within the window where they're going to want to start dropping previews every week or two. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Razor Crest preview next week. And I also wouldn't be surprised if they use some of these in the next X-Wing live stream. So that is going to be exciting. All right, guys, it's time for the giveaway. Yes, you know what time it is. All right, so today's giveaway is kind of an old school X-Wing giveaway. So we're starting off with, and this is a double. So we got an old Soontir Fel X-Wing 1.0 promo for you collectors out there. And also stapled to him is Push the Limit, because I thought that was thematic. So it's a double. You're going to win both of these. And today's winner is DeathFan88. Congratulations, DeathFan88. Shoot me an email over at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. You're going to win that. And anything that does not get claimed is going to roll over into Patreon. That's all of the gifts for the 12 Days of Life Day, all of the digital gifts, all of the promos, all of the physical product, everything that doesn't get claimed. You have 30 days to claim your prize by just sending me an email. And because sometimes every year there's been a couple of people that don't watch every video, that don't see that they've been announced, and thus the winners are patrons who, of course, you get their own giveaways also, but there's extra bonuses for patrons and on top of all of those other things. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Also, big thanks to Luxury Playstyle for sponsoring the video. Make sure you check them out. Again, that code is Crabbok VIP. Awesome stocking stuffers, folks. Even if you don't get what you want for Christmas, maybe you get yourself some of these. Let your tournament organizers know that these make great prize support as well. They're amazing. You're going to love them. And they make you want to play the game more, too. Also, big thanks to my patrons. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for your continued support in making this channel possible. I want to remind you guys never to wrestle an alligator unless you are a trained professional.